Today we're going to assemble the steering and install the battery pack. The way we're going to install this, the servo is going to go on the top, the battery goes on the bottom, in between the two posts. Got two zip ties. You can use some 3M body molding adhesive tape, or you can use the supplied tape that comes with the kit. Works just as fine. So that's what we're going to use. First, you're going to set up your servo, and you're going to look in here, and you're going to try and put the servo to one side to where the steering, if you notice, the link is not in the middle. So the first thing you're going to do is cut these off. And you might want to wear safety glasses. You're not going to need that mount. So when you put it off to one side, you can see it's almost dead center. And that's where you want it. So you can start by putting the servo tape on this back side here. It goes facing down like that. You're going to take this and lay it in here like that. You're going to have it mounted on this surface area, so cut it right across there. Place it close to the top, because you're going to want that Servo Saver to be kind of close to this here. That way your linkage will be in the clearing. And put this to the side. For your Servo Savers, I bought multiple brands of Servo Savers, and honestly, I wasted a lot of money on the cheap ones. Xray makes a Servo Saver. You never have to worry about buying another one. Buy it, done with it. I'll list the part in the description. Only thing I do not like about this is you have to assemble it, and it is quite a pain. Start with the big one. If you have snap ring pliers, that's probably going to be your best bet. There's a step right here that you have to get that spring on. That's why it's such a pain. It's also going to be the same step on this piece here. That's got to go between them springs also, like that. There's one without any teeth on it, little tiny step piece like that. He goes in the middle. Bat's gonna look like that. You're gonna have some adapters. You gotta find to fit your servo. Take your servo and try them out till they fit tight. Fit nice and tight. You're gonna leave it off for now. Next thing you're gonna do is assemble this linkage. When you notice the threads are a little bit off on one side from the adjuster, and notice I put a silver mark on it because that is the right-handed thread. The other side is the left-handed threads. If you take them apart and then you accidentally put the right-handed thread on the left-handed side, you're going to completely screw up the inside of it, and basically you're going to have crisscross threads, and then you're not going to know it, and then it's going to strip out on you. So make sure you mark one that you know it's a right-handed thread. It's a lot easier for me, whichever's easier for you. You're going to need 3mm. Just have the one you have marked. And screw it on like this. Try and get it straight as you can. Take your wrench, stick through here. And now what you want to do is line it up where it is exactly 90 degrees out from each other. So what you're looking for is something like that. So you've got about 3 to 5mm of threads. I'm going to list the parts in this because you actually have a 3 by 35mm turnbuckle, That's what these links are in the middle. And you have the 3mm heavy duty Dubro on the ends. And that gives you the perfect length on the Legends car. So what I like to do is put the adjuster on it. You put that to the outside, it's going to be a lot easier to adjust it because you're going to be on the outside the frame. If you do it the opposite, you're going to be in here like that and you can't get to it. And you're going to take this end here, it's going to the Servo Saver. You're going to screw it on the Servo Saver. You have different choices on the holes. Always go to the outside 2 holes. So that's just my preference. If you go to the inside, you're going to have less turning. You can always adjust the endpoints into your radio. And all your servos are different from others, so you want to make sure you set it on here. And you want to check, make sure it's not going to hit the servo whenever you turn it. This one's going to be close, but it's not going to hit it. Dubro links also come with a locking nut. You want to put that on the back side and make sure that don't come loose, because this is really a pain to get to and a pain to get off and on and adjust. You get it in the car, so it's easier to go ahead and set the servo up right here. Well, all you got to do is set it on the servo after you center it with the radio. If the screws are a little bit long, you do have some room once you get the nut on there to cut them off, so you can shorten them up if you need to. Just be careful not to get the bolt too hot where it melts plastic. So when you're done, that's what it looks like. Now, you can take your arms, stick it through the holes like that, and then through the ball ends to your wheel hubs. So that's what it looked like when you're done. Now remember, the reason why you want your steering in the center is because it'll throw off your steering Ackerman. If you don't know what Ackerman is, I suggest you look it up. It's pretty neat to understand in steering. What you're looking to do is to have it to where that's not thrown off. It's basically your one tire is going to be turning more than the other tire. Now what you really want to do at this point in time is get a radio, your receiver, and hook up to the servo to get the servo centered. Make sure your radio has that channel centered up on every setting. Alright, now we have receiver pack hooked up to it, have our radio, and now we're into a sub trim menu. Here's whatever radio you're going to have. I'm going to try and be in sub trim. What you're going to want to do is get it as straight up and down as you can, or say 90 degrees to the servo. If you go one direction or another and then it's not centered, no matter what you do, off of one teeth, kind of like in the middle, you're going to go to your sub trim and you're going to fix it. So now I'm going to put the screw in here. I drop a blue Loctite, doesn't hurt. Now is when you're going to check this. If you notice, when you put your servo right here on this edge right here, put it all the way to this side, as long as you're not hitting the post, especially when it turns. And we're good. Now is when you take the tape off and make sure it's clean and get it in the position and stick it like that. And that's not going anywhere. You don't want to set your endpoints yet. You want to wait till you get your wheels on there. That way you can see where your wheels are positioned. We're going to make another video about the wheels and tires and how to set all those up. But for now, we're just going to leave it like it is and call it a day on that. So that's done. Now we're going to talk about installing the battery pack. The way the battery pack goes in is like this. Underneath the bottom, the wires go through this hole here. Like that. You do not want to put double-sided adhesive tape to hold this on. The reason why is it makes it a little bit thicker. It's already sticking out from under the bottom, and when you put a tie wrap on it, and you need a tie wrap, when you put the tie wraps on it, they're gonna stick down and they're gonna hit the carpet while you're trying to run. Take 2 tie wraps and you're gonna cut them the length where they fit inside here, exact length like that. You're going to cut 2 tie wraps like that. Most of your standard size won't wrap all the way around the battery. This is why you're going to do it this way. You can set the tie wrap like this on the bench and shove the short one in there like that till it stops. Then you can drop this tie wrap right here in this slot. Like that. Do the same thing with your other tie wrap. Then you're going to drop it in this rear one right here, the smaller one. Like that. And you're going to come back up through the bottom into your other tie wrap. And you're just going to start it, that's all. Take your battery, stick it in, make sure your connectors go through. Especially your charge connector, that's the one's going to hang up. You're going to put your tie wraps like that. Pretty easy. Then you can take your tie wraps and pull on them like that all the way till they're tight. You're going to get the battery kind of close to the center like that. You're going to check, you're not going to want your battery to be exactly up against the wires back here either. And now you're going to grab a pair of needle nose pliers, hold down with your thumb like that, and then you can pry it tight. The reason why you want to be really tight, I'll show you. The reason why you want to be really tight, first of all, you don't want to move. Second of all, this right here needs to be flat, because if they're not tight, it'll make a little loop and it'll drop down and you'll drag across the carpet. Not only that, when you go to some races, they actually check your ride height and you have to be above a certain height. I believe it's 5 millimeter, and these tie wraps are going to be the one thing that's going to hit. As you can see, that's how it looks like when it's done. And then you just clip the ends off. Now we're going to talk about one other thing. When you go to fit your body on here, you're going to have those regular body nuts. This is also something we offer. And what it does is you have a 1/2 inch hole in your body. This is a 3/8 hole. You have just about that much, about a 1/4 inch threads on there. That's all you need. When you screw this in, this gap is bigger than the body is thick. So what the 1/2 inch hole does is allows the body to be free from the chassis so the chassis can flex. So this is the way it works. It allows your chassis to flex. The other advantage is it's easier to put them on, and you can find them a lot easier on the track if you lose one. If you happen to clip this right here and it breaks off like that, the threads are designed to rip out basically, instead of messing up your stud, and you don't have to replace all this. All you got to do is replace the nut. One more thing it does is it actually sticks out past the body. That way when you hit the wall or you hit anything with it, it bounces off of it. You can look at this one and see on the end of it how it actually has got black on it. That's from hitting the wall. So it saves on your body hitting it. With the wheels and this sticking out, you have a lot of body protection on here. Not saying your body ain't gonna get tore up. I'm just saying it helps. At this point in time, all you're really gonna do is find a place to put your receiver. I'm gonna use some double-sided tape to put it in there, and your speed control. Add a 1/4 ounce weight to this side to kind of balance out where the servo is. That way your front end's kind of balanced out. I appreciate your time watching it. I hope this helps you out in doing the linkage, because I can tell you this is a solid linkage setup. You never will have a problem with this. You can break all kind of stuff, but you won't break that most of the time. It will take a lot to do it, and it works great. So thanks again. See you in the next video.
I don't have any. Can't find it.